I'm Leisha Lee, and today's topic, ladies, y'all know we can talk about so many things, but today we're going to talk about relationships and dating. So, Chad, let me tell you something. So, traditionally, it's always been the man's responsibility, to ask the woman out on a date. And while on the date, the man usually pays for everything. Is this still the case, or has it changed? If you believe it changed, explain why.
I'm old school.
You're okay.
Yes, I'm very old school. The man has to ask me out on a date. He pays. He picks me up, or I meet him, depending on where at in a relationship. If we just met, I'll meet you or whatever. But yes, I'm very old school.
Okay.
I think it has changed. I think it's changed a lot because we live in a society of rebels, I would have to say. Everybody wants to do something different because they don't want to be status quo. They don't want to feel like this is the same. They want to feel like I'm my own person, so I want to do things my way. But some things don't need to be changed. I mean, I feel that way. Some people may not. But I feel like some things were a foundation of how things are supposed to go. And when we deviate from what a foundation is, then that means that it can go any kind of way. And now you have women who are asking men on a date. For me, if a woman is asking somebody, that means that she doesn't know that she's worth enough.
She's thirsty.
For her. Well, I wouldn't say she's thirsty. I'm just saying she probably wants something to do. But I feel like if a woman is asking somebody on a date, he wasn't interested in you.
Now, what if they're like further in a relationship? Is it okay for her to say, "Let's go on a date," or "Let's
Well,
go"?
if they're in a
on this date,
relationship, yes, that's a little
Okay.
different because if we've been dating for a minute and I say, hey, you want to do something today, like maybe my friend, man, boyfriend, husband was having a bad day and I saw it, so I just want to do something different. I want to do something with him or do something for him. Maybe I had a hard day and I just want to be with him. So, I may say, okay, come on, you want to go get something to eat or something like that. But even with that, most men, even if you're in a relationship and you say, okay, hey, let's go do this, he gonna say, okay, well, either I got some money, we can go do it, or I don't have no money and no, we just gonna stay in tonight. So I think that we have taken the man's role away from him because we feel like we have to be independent and we have to be so strong and we have to show that we can do all things. Yes, we can do the same things as a man, but not all the things that he can do. So
That is
I
absolutely
don't
true.
want to
You need
do that.
balance
Well,
with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've talked to a couple of young ladies, 30, 31, what have you. And what I have learned is that, of course, okay, so the guy asks them out, and when they go, they pay Dutch, right? And the reason being is not because of their independence. They just don't want to feel like they owe him anything.
So
like if it
explain
work out,
Dutch for people who don't know.
you pay for yourself and I pay for me.
I may as well go by myself.
Well,
And so, and I get it because a lot of times, you go out with people, and they feel, some type of entitlement. I'm just saying, the man start buying you gifts and things. He not buying you that stuff because you cute, because he like you. He wants something. I'm just saying,
gifts is
even if
different
he's
from dinner.
being nice in the beginning,
yeah.
eventually, do you understand what I'm saying? And not that you have to, but I'm just saying, we're not going to be naive like,
Right.
oh, he just bought me all these gold chains and these diamond earrings because, we cool like that. Sis, no. After 6 months, school is over. He wants to know what's up.
These
with
days,
us.
6 months. That's
6 weeks.
I'm just saying you did
6
good,
days.
right?
6 days.
6 hours. But I'm just saying, pay for yourself.
6 hours.
Pay for yourself, sis.
Well, no, it depends.
So-
now, something like if it's
so I'm
gifts,
just saying,
that's a little different for me.
Right,
But
yeah.
that
but-
goes into the date.
But if that's
in
if
the
we already
relationship,
date. But if you ask me on a date and you think I'm gonna pay for myself, now I'm gonna have my own money because that's the way that I was raised. So
You're
just
not
in
gonna know
case,
it.
Right.
in case I don't like you on this date, then I may want to pay for myself. But if I'm going on a date with somebody, you ask me.
Or, one girl even told me, she said, well, so she go to pay. It's a game with her.
Right.
If he don't offer, then she know he ain't my flavor. And I'm going to pay for myself, but you ain't going to get a second date. You understand what I'm saying?
Some people do
Yeah.
I'll take the tip if you pay.
Exactly.
The bill.
I heard that
They
one.
kind of
Yeah,
go.
now
So,
I've
see,
heard
my thing
that
is
one.
like if you're going out on a first date and you doing this meal that may be costly, then maybe you missing the mark. I think that gets into kind of relationship territory where that I can buy you dinner, and there's no expectation, there's no entitlement.
We just want to
But
know
if we're getting to know, we need to do something that's reasonable or affordable. Let's have some coffee. Let's do an outing. Let's go somewhere where you can walk and talk, where it's not really the focus on
The meal.
the meal or what's being spent, but it's the get to know. Because I need that get to know before I decide that maybe I don't want to sit down with you for a whole hour. You don't have no conversation for an hour. That dinner is going to be not only costly, but mentally draining. I don't want to do
costly to
that.
me too.
Now, what if he don't bring up the part about going Dutch until the bill comes?
You always prepared because I don't think
You better not
any
go
of us
broke.
You better not.
Yeah, you should always go
Be
prepared
washing dishes.
for yourself. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you should always go wherever you go, and I don't care even if like someone takes you to the finest restaurant or the fanciest restaurant. You order within what's in your purse.
That's
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just think because he's taking you to whatever, Fogo de Chaux, whatever.
Because
So-
things have changed to some extent, I believe, and I can't really pinpoint why. I don't have the answer because I'm not a dater right now. You understand?
No, not right now.
You know, not like that.
Not
Like I
ever.
got a man and we date, but you know we've been dating.
You got
I got
husband.
you. Like
a
that.
whole husband.
Like that. But I'm saying is because see, y'all done made me lose my train of thought.
Because I didn't want you to feel like you talking about I'm not a dater right now. Because I'm going to look out for my
Okay.
That's what I'm going to
But
do.
you were saying some things have changed. It changed a little bit.
Oh,
in a
okay. So
sense.
when we was talking about, so from the money aspect, like
Okay.
some men are, you know, so just like women are, like a lot of women I know, they looking for a man who not really have a coin, but responsible and a good steward and know what it is to sacrifice and to share and to take care of a family. And of course, she'll do the same for him, right? But then you have some men who they're looking for the same thing. They want to see, is she lazy? Does she work? Is she driven? You know, does she have a career? Does she have a good head on her shoulder? If things get bad, is she gonna be able to, you know, hold us down? You know, and those are things that you have to, you know, consider. So I don't think a man is less than a man if you paying for your own food. Now, if he asks you, I feel a certain kind of way. If he like, you got this, then I'm coming for your neck. I didn't hit your juggler.
That will not be
But,
another
you know,
date.
if you guys agree, you know, if he say, can I pay for your stuff? And she like, no, I'm cool. I pay for my own stuff, you know, whatever. And he lets her, no, I don't think he less than a man. It's just, that's just where that, like you said, they're dating. It could be the first date. So I don't owe you nothing. Yes, even if I asked you out, it's still up to you to make a conscious decision. Do you want to even give me your time?
But see,
You
I
know
think
what I'm
we
saying? Do
get
your
into
time
that.
cost me?
We
You know,
get
is
into
it,
that
you know, like that.
territory when you have women asking men out, and then you show up at a date and expect the man to foot the bill. No, you took the lead.
Right.
You
No,
invited
that's
him
different.
out.
That's
Right,
that's
right.
a different
You-
situation.
Like you threw the cards out there. You know, solicited him. You tried to get his attention. Now you're the driver. So yeah, then it is on you.
Well, because I've seen it like, you know, the women asked the man out, and initially, of course, okay, so he didn't like her, or he wasn't looking at her, or she didn't catch his eye, right? But she was attracted to him for whatever reason, you know. So she engaged him, you know, and they go out or whatever, you know, and they married today because it worked out. He didn't know he liked her. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? He didn't know that he would have liked her. Now, is
How
she
long
less
was she
than a
in front
woman?
of him that he ain't know?
No,
Well,
Because
we
we're
was
working.
actually working. We were co-workers.
Oh.
You know, and she, you know,
But
she
he
liked
saw her
him.
every day?
Right, but
He
see,
didn't know he liked her?
no,
No.
he wasn't interested in her.
He
You know
got
what
his
I'm saying?
eyes-
But
no,
she
no,
got
cataract.
his attention, and now they married. She giving him a whole kidney.
That's-
like,
oh,
what?
what?
You
That's-
know, like
no,
they
that's
they've
real.
been together like 14, 15 years.
Okay,
That's
well, see,
real,
that was
though.
supposed to be, but it was supposed to happen.
Right, but I'm just
So,
saying it
yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Now-
but that's different. Like I think some of what women do now is position themselves.
Oh,
so then a man
but
could
you should.
notice them.
Now, I
and see
believe
them.
you should do that.
So, but he
Now,
was
I
like
thought
she
we were
said, he
supposed to be
didn't know
found,
she
not
liked him.
falling and saying, look
No,
at
no,
him.
no. I don't think positioning yourself means, because if you position yourself to be seen, then you can be found. But you can't say, I'm looking for a man and hide behind the couch.
yeah.
That's not how that works.
Right.
You can't say, I want this and I want that, but you always stand in the house. Or I want a business
And always looking
but
like
every
a
time
bum,
that you
and your
go,
head
you down
always raggedy.
Mondawmin. Where you gonna get one from? Like you have to position yourself so that a man can see your position, and even to the point where you want him to see your position as
Standard.
yes, my standards. I have a job. I can take care of myself. You see what I'm doing for me, so you are an asset to me,
So-
not a necessity.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, that's awesome because once you have that position and you lay down those standards, you have to stand by the standards that you're telling the person that you are abiding by. Don't say, well, I'm not going to do You have to be
Yeah, you have to make sure what your position is. You can't stand there with your position so they can see you.
Now, who
Position.
has it worse in dating though?
Yeah.
Who has it worse in dating, men or women?
Men, they got it bad. Girl. They got it bad.
How so?
Well, what you mean? I think
Because,
women.
in my opinion, men have it bad because every woman is not the same. So they have to watch, pay close attention to see what you like, what you dislike.
Well, that's with anybody. I mean, even if
I
that's
don't think it's
Any
the men.
relationship.
So
I
I think
think
it's
women.
because you have all of us in here. We're all are different. So what works for you might not work for you. Might not work for you. The line that might work for you, you might come to me. I'll be like, you better sit down somewhere. So everybody's different. So men have to watch and pay attention and learn women before they approach them, unless they just think they got it like that, where they can just walk up and just.
I think men have it worse. I think women have it worse because of the ratio. I think that there are so many more women than men, and so men have
That's a
to
good point.
figure out which one is going to say yes, which one. Like, it's so many to choose from.
But they
we
don't
don't have a
try
lot of-
everybody till somebody say yes.
But,
Right,
they
but I
don't.
don't really-
That's where the problem comes in.
But cats don't really do the pickup lines. They ain't saying stuff like, "I'm drinking your bath water, baby. Want to go out?" Like, it ain't that type
he
of.
did, and
I mean, in this day and age,
Yo, they
all
be
you
saying
say,
it, though,
you know what
yo.
I'm saying? You
But he
be
would
in a
crack a
coffee
joke,
shop
and that's his
and
open.
make you laugh, and
Right.
he all you like. You don't have to. You ain't got to work hard.
not no
to
bath
see if the
water.
chemistry or the vibe there.
Well,
or
I mean, but
the attractiveness.
I mean,
or whatever.
if it's laid out, I think that women have it worse than men because of the ratio. Because they have
That I agree with.
they have more to pick from. But if it's 10 men in the room, it's 100 women in the room. And so if 10 of those men try to talk to at least 50, he gonna have to go through 75 just to find one good one that's gonna pay attention to him. Because at least 25 of us gonna be like, "Did this clown even walk this way?" So I think that we have it. We have it like that just because of the ratio. That's it.
See, I think women have it worse in dating because they don't know how to date.
My
I
God.
think women show up to dates looking for a relationship, looking for a partnership, immediately thinking this is going to work, this is going to be the one, instead of taking a candidate, considering him, taking the candidate, consider it. Immediately the mind goes to relationship, the mind goes to connection or longevity, when this is just a get-to-know phase. You date to get to know someone, to see if we can continue to relationship. So women, and I think sometimes our expectations, even the notion that we talked about, that you're going out to dinner and somebody's going to be picking you up at your door with flowers in hand. Everybody doesn't like that's an old mindset. That's an old norm. And I don't think it really holds true today.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, a lot of women, but I know some men too, so I think it works on both sides. I know some men who they date, and they're dating because they're looking for a wife.
Right.
So if he don't feel like you after the first or second conversation, then I ain't even gonna waste my time. And I know there's some women like that too. Now, different people who have a different mindset, like, their list is a little bit longer for criteria. I think it takes them to juggle and date 5, 6 people at one time. Now, there was a time back in the day, a woman date more than one man. She was called something other than a child of God.
A little loose.
But a man can see many women as he want, and they say stuff like, well, he not married to her, he not. But the standard is different, you know what I'm saying, for women.
It's not different.
Still
I think
applies,
he
though.
lose, too.
I still think it's that double standard
Yeah, I think
where
it's still-
people would say, if this woman is dating multiple men, oh, what is she up to? She a gold digger. She got some kind of ulterior motive. That's not. And I mean, it just doesn't hold.
She lose.
Right, and I think we
Right.
just have to create the standard on both sides, because this is the thing. They say, oh, women looking for a man with this. He need to be tall. He need to be chocolate. Have a good job, a good retirement, a good pension. A nice car, a
That's a
nice
good
house,
list.
already be established, good credit, all these type of things.
That's a lot.
And then her credit 455. Hold on,
Right.
sis. Wait.
Exactly.
You want my
'Cause
813
you
to
about
hold
to
your
drag
450?
him all the way
'Cause
down.
What we doing? What we doing?
Right.
You living
Exactly.
in somewhere like
No.
you can't have a standard for him that you don't have for yourself.
Right.
You understand?
And Lavelle, you brought up a good point. They're mixing up what is the difference, the meaning between marriage and dating. They're giving everything away, the cupcakes, the everything
Right.
on the date.
On the date.
I'm not
And then
giving
when
away
you
my
get to the point
cupcakes.
of even thinking about a
I
marriage,
like
what else do you
cupcakes.
have to offer? So the man is sitting there like, well, I can
We
take my
good.
holiday time. We good.
Right.
Why should I rush? Because everything has been given away. So in the beginning, say, look, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, or we're not going
What does that entail?
Well, that's probably something that needs to be established.
conversation.
What
Right.
is dating?
What is dating?
Because my view of dating may not be the same of yours, and these days people
Yeah.
date like they're married.
So
and they're
Right.
married
that's my
like
next
they
question. So
single.
Absolutely.
the next question I was going to ask is, what is one thing that you wish the opposite sex knew when it comes to love and dating or love and marriage?
Is that just because we dating, you don't own me. I could see Tom, Henry, Charlie, and Matthew. And I'm going to tell you that I'm seeing them because you don't own me. We're dating.
Okay.
Now, you give me a ring, we on to something.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You propose, we're on to something. But to think that you own me because we went out a few times, you know, now you got an attitude. And the same thing goes for her. Who calling his phone? This and that. It don't matter if Tiffany and Kelly and Marsha calling his phone. You don't own him, sis. You
Now-
are dating.
I think it
Okay,
needs
go
to be
ahead.
established.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
that that's something that you need to
I
talk
think
about.
our culture is possessive, though. The different Caucasian cultures, they date. Oh, you going out with Kelly? Yeah, me and Tiffany went out last night, and everybody cool, and there's no hard feelings.
No,
But I
not
think the
all.
African American culture is pretty possessive. I'm just saying the people that I know,
Right.
my family and my, you know, because I know I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we went out. I own you.
Then
You
it's
know what
probably
I'm
just
saying?
your family. It's like,
No. It's other
But
people.
no, it is. It definitely is.
It's other
I don't
people.
think. I mean,
I
there
think
are
we're possessive.
there are other cultures that are very
Possessive
as
too.
well.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But so I won't just say that
Yeah, man.
because I've dated other cultures and they are possessive.
Yeah.
Even the other one. that you
The
just
other ones that
mentioned.
look like us. Yeah, I got it. I
mhm,
got it.
The,
Right.
the ones
But
that
I'm just saying
a little
our skin
vanilla,
tone. Yeah.
They're a little possessive
Yeah.
because they got them a little slice of chocolate.
Yeah.
And this is mine.
Yeah.
But I just think that whatever you're looking for in dating needs to be established. I think that if you're, first of all, as women, we're groomed from childhood to look for the future.
Family.
So we're always, as a woman, you're going to go in like, I'm not looking to date somebody to be with them for 15 minutes or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? If I'm dating someone, if I'm giving you my time, I expect to look into my future and you're going to be in that time with me. Not saying that I'm, if I'm 19, 20, 21, like I'm looking to get married. Like, because I mean, those should be your fun years. But I just think that we look at it different. So you have to make sure that people are on the same page because they may not always think the way that you think. A man might not say, okay, I want to go in and I want to date and we're going to be together forever. Like there are people who get married out of high school. There are people who get married right out of college and they're, college sweethearts or whatever. But it's very rare these days. So just make sure that you're on the same page and then you won't have that kind of
Yes,
issue.
communication is important.
Yeah.
You have to say what it is you want, what it is that you're looking for, because only thing I don't like about dating is that, people are very misleading, they're liars, and they don't be truthful. And it's the thing, if you dating somebody else, just give me the option to say I want to hang in.
Right.
That's what we was just
You
talking
know,
about.
Right.
just
Be
give me
honest.
options.
Yeah.
Don't force my hand. Now I'm liking you, real good.
Right.
And now I find out you was dating her too. So give me a choice.
Right.
Give me an option. Don't lie. Oh no, I ain't seeing nobody else.
Exactly.
It's just you, me and you, baby.
Right.
Now you got to ask the question, are you
Right.
seeing anybody? Is there anybody else who
Seeing
think they
you.
seeing you?
Right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Are you married?
Right.
Is someone else married to you?
Because I might
Right,
be.
right.
Because I
Seeing
need to know.
exclusively women,
Yeah.
or are you seeing other
All
genders?
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
All
we
of
gotta
it.
be
You gotta
very
ask all
thorough
these
and clear with the
questions.
questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Is there anything you would like the opposite sex to know?
Transparency is key. You have to be very transparent. Don't present it as this is who I am, what I'm working with, this is what I bring to the table, and then 3 months down the line, it's a whole lie. And you like, whoop, I got your heart now. What
Right.
you gonna do?
And then us as women, we can be naive. Like, he ain't got no money. He just don't got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay if he don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Or he lying. He still seeing his baby mama. Like,
Right.
they too tight for me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have to act like things don't exist. And I think because we like people, we always create a gray area.
Yeah.
And then we find ourselves in a broken, hurtful place. When at the end of the day, it's black or white. It's either this or that. Like, you don't have to muddy it up for him to fit, if that's your choice.
Right.
Because you don't have to live with it. I do.
Right.
You know?
Now, do you believe that men and women have different end goals when it comes to love and dating or marriage?
I don't know what
It
man want. Let's
depends.
ask Steve Harvey. Because I don't know what they
Sure,
want.
we'll ask him for his third one.
gotta ask. Right, he on his
Third marriage.
multiple.
No, I'm talking about
marriages.
from the movie. What a man.
Right. But for me, he's not an expert. He's no guru. I'm not.
I don't
I'm
think
not,
they got no experts.
I'm
I was
not-
just joking,
No,
Lavelle.
I'm saying, but like, no.
I don't
not-
think
it's
they
not
got
personal,
that.
But like everyone who purports to know what to do in these circumstances, they really
I don't think that
know.
he's,
And it's
honestly,
based
I
a
don't
lot
think it
off
was
of
him
his-
trying
I
to be
think
an
it's just
expert.
a learning
I,
experience.
yes,
for
that's what I think.
everybody.
I think what he
Yeah.
did was, and
No,
we're
he
not going
wrote
to talk
two
about
of
him.
these, and he's working on the third.
Right, but what I'm
That's supposed
saying,
to cover
but it's
online
from
dating.
his experience, though.
Right, but so your personal experience and your multiple failures do not qualify you to tell me in a godly standard what I'm going to do.
But
Like,
to
he
you-
talks a lot of ways, right? Because we all talking about our individual
Right.
standards. So a lot of what he says is entertaining. A lot of what he says may have
I didn't want to be on his
applicable, like the
I didn't want to
like
be
the
on
90
his
day
soapbox,
thing is
though.
a good.
I don't
is
want
a
to
good-
stay
no,
on.
no,
I don't want to
no,
stay on
him
him.
or any other
Oh, okay.
relationship, like
All right.
relationship
Relationship expert.
influencers, whatever. Like it's based on their experience, and it's a lot of times not the reality. I don't think of any of the people in this room of what we experience in dating. It looks good. A lot of people call it goals, but that's not the reality. I mean, it's a good template. It might be some pieces that you could take from it, but you got to eat the meat and spit out those bones. It's a lot of
Man.
bones.
That's good.
Okay, I didn't
So-
read the book. I was just
Well, let me ask you this: how do you know when someone is wasting your time in dating
Day
or
one.
in a relationship?
Day
I'm not
one.
saying
Day
what
one.
you want to hear.
You should know that. Well, no, because I'm joking. Because it's not always there day one. But that's what I was about to say. I was going to ask that question too, because some people feel like on the first date, you need to put everything out there on the table. But what if you just met the person?
Right.
What if it's too much? What if that's overload?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you might not know day one if somebody, because we all say, oh, be transparent, just tell me everything. But if they
Not
tell
on the
me
first
on
date.
the first
But
date,
you
like
have to
that's
build
a
that.
lot for me to digest on the
Yeah.
like I just want to eat these wings. Give me a minute.
Right.
Just let me know your name. Like those are things that I want to know. I want to know your name. I want to know, are you seeing someone? Is someone seeing you? Do you have any children? Do you know about other children? Does somebody
Right.
blame children on you that you're saying are not yours? Like those are things that
Those
I
are
basics.
the basics.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you live with someone, but you keep saying you're not married, but
Right.
you live with a
Is
whole
there
family?
no? Is there a woman living in the house with you?
Yes.
I don't care if she's in another room. If it's not your
That's
mother,
Right.
then I need to know. Like
And you
basic
gotta
That's a
different
question too.
conversation
Like,
if
you
it
still
is
living
Do
with
you
your
live with your
mom?
mother? I need to know these things. But I think
Absolutely.
that should you put everything on the table like in the beginning? Because you won't know day one.
Right. Now, I figure
Right.
after date number 5, you should know enough about him if he's a keeper or a loser.
Maybe
Yeah.
date number 3.
But sometimes the
3?
red
Okay,
flags.
I'm
Right.
gonna give you
Yeah,
5.
right.
I'm gonna give you 5.
Right.
5 is a lot. That mean I got.
Sometimes
give
the
you
red
5.
flags do go up
I
on
got
first
3
date.
3
So
good
then,
ones.
but like that's how you say, how do we know? I think that's the thing. Two stick out for me is red flags and consistency. So like we are great at glossing over those red flags. We want to make it work. We believe in that end goal, that longevity. But a lot of times, the writing is on the wall. A lot of times we know, okay, that ain't right.
Some people
or,
can't
or
read,
even
though.
from the, right, but it's no reading involved. It's a big red flag, and it's way like you don't gotta read.
But shouldn't we talk
But
about
I
the red flags when you have that first phone call? Like, why should we have to wait to the first date to talk about the red flags?
Because
Like,
he's not giving you all that. You don't have all the
So
details.
like you gotta
Right.
get there. You gotta get
I
there.
feel like behind the scenes.
That's what I'm
like on a
thinking.
phone call. No, I feel like on a phone call, it's just like social media to me. You can be anybody who you want to be.
right.
I need to see your face
Well,
because
yeah.
I need to see your expressions when you're talking to me.
And
Like,
those
don't
yeah.
just tell me something on the phone because you can sound real good on the phone. You can sound like you Idris, and then then you get in front of me.
but I'm
and
saying
you
have
like,
that conversation and
Like,
then
no,
you reinforce
no.
it.
Right. But
Have
that's-
those conversations on the phone, but in that first date, you reinforce it. It shouldn't be the first time that you're
But them
introducing.
first kind of
what
dates
your
and
hang-ups are.
impressions, you're meeting the representative. Everybody is going to put their best foot forward. Those first couple of times you meeting or talking to them, everything is going to seem like it's on the up and up. But you meeting the representative, you meeting the supermodel version of this person. That's not what they like in all reality. The other thing I was going to say is consistency. Like if somebody can't keep up with what you've already explained to them was your standard or your expectations for dating, that lets me know they're wasting my time. If you can't keep the pace, if you can't keep up how we started, then that lack of consistency let me know I need to go ahead.
No.
And I think,
Go ahead.
I think the standard is different for everybody, because it's just on that person, what they want. You know, what do you want? What are you looking for? That's what you need to know. You know, you can't be all over the place, and you got these great standards.
Right.
You know, you
That's
And
always
I
so
think that's
true.
the main
First
thing.
she
It's different
said-
for everybody because
Right.
Yeah.
there's some things that, you know, you want. There's something different that I want.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
need to know, are you going to be able to take this trash out?
Right. Some I can talk, you know, some I can talk, some I can, some
Like
I
something
can
simple like
tolerate.
that.
Yeah, right. And see, I can tolerate him not taking the trash out.
I
'Cause I'll
can't.
make Marcus take the trash out. You understand what I'm saying? But I want him to pay this bill. You know, I mean, you know, so it's
No, that's
just
a part of
different.
it too.
Oh, he takes the trash out and pay the bill?
Yeah.
And take the
girl.
trash.
Take this trash out and pay the mortgage. Listen, I got the lights. Just pay this mortgage and take this trash out and we good.
The whole mortgage? Y'all
The
not
whole
doing
50.
50?
What?
Okay, I'm just
Who
checking.
is a 50-50?
Because that's a thing I've heard
The only
recently,
50
like,
I
you
know is these
everybody's
2 quarters in
splitting
my
all
purse.
the
Oh.
Splitting all
I
the
don't think it's,
responsibilities
I don't think it's 50.
and bills
I don't
50-50 because there's no greater expectation.
That's why,
of
and
any.
you know what? That's why men can't be men because we want to be.
No, no,
we
no,
want to
no,
be.
no.
What we not talking about some 50-50.
What if he
Bitch,
don't
you
have the
don't even
money?
have $50. So stop
Why is
playing.
he marrying you then if he ain't got the money?
No, 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 no,
you
no,
already had the
no,
money.
People
no.
don't
Wait
marry
a
for money. They marry for love.
Girl,
Oh.
no,
No,
I married
no.
nobody for no money, but
No,
you married
no,
somebody
I
for-
married for holiness. Let's keep
I
it
know
100,
that's right.
okay?
Come
It
on,
wasn't
now.
love or money.
Holiness is
It
still
wasn't,
right.
it wasn't love
Right.
or money.
Right.
My point is, in today's society, most working women make more money than the man.
Yeah.
So why would I ask you to pay $1,200 on the mortgage and your check only $1,200?
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
different.
different.
That don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying?
But you know
have
who
to
you
pay.
marrying though, so that's a
Right, I ain't
different
saying taking care of the man like he gonna be playing video games and I'm going to work on the bus
Well,
every
no,
day.
he gotta
No,
at least
that's
have a
not what I'm
check.
saying. I'm just
Right.
saying we got to be realistic. Because people just ain't laying out their credit scores and their checks on
Right.
the table when they go
Right.
out with you.
Right.
But it's okay if you say, okay, if you want to deal with me, I need you to answer these questions. That weeds out the clowns.
No, that's a
but how
turn off.
you doing?
That's a turn off.
That's you gonna
That's
be
a
at the
turn off.
table by yourself.
Somebody asking me some questions. Who
You doing
you?
speed, you doing speed dating by yourself.
We have a lot of clowns. If you want to hang in there and answer these questions.
And they
How
actually
you know
choose the
they can't
checklist.
know? Just because they
How you know they
can't
truthful?
read? What if they can't even read that? But they
Hey, I got braille for you, boo. Answer these
Braille
questions.
next line.
You gonna read it live.
I'm
She gonna
telling
read it
you.
to him.
Well,
People better check what they call a standard.
Yes, because
That's
your standards
true.
You
might
better
not
check what
be
you
she
call
made
a
the man
standard.
fly.
You blowing smoke, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
that's-
is you really it sound good.
Right,
But
but
what
you
the
not
real
what you
setup
look
look
like.
like.
My thing is,
Sis.
I don't need you to be what I am.
But
I
can't
need
nobody
you to
make you
be
feel
better.
bad
I need you
for
to
it.
add to me.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
deduct. Just add. Point blank.
Go ahead. What you say?
I said you can't allow people to make you feel bad because you have certain things that you need. Everybody is different. If you okay with somebody that won't pay the mortgage but to take out the trash,
Who is okay with
fine.
that?
Everybody's
Everybody's
needs
standards
are
Everybody's
different.
different.
If you find what you need and you find what you need, and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And if you can't meet what I need, then I'll continue to hold it down until somebody is able to do it.
Right, but I want you to throw this checklist in the fire.
He feel like he going on the job interview.
Yeah, and that's what I was
first
about
of
to
all-
say. That's what I was about to say. Like, you don't want to interview the
I got
body.
good
Like, what is happening here?
Oh,
So
wait
who
a
do-
minute.
Who do you? Oh God. Next question. Who do you believe falls in love the fastest, men or women?
It depends on what type of person it is. I think it really depends on. For the most part, most people would say a woman, but I think that women have become so stoned these days. that-
Cold-hearted.
Yeah.
Jaded.
Women have been jaded, jilted,
Resentful.
betrayed. They just have become just stoned, and so I don't think that women fall in love quicker than men. It depends on what you're looking for.
Yes.
Because you might have a man who looks at someone, and I'm telling you, this is the honest to God truth. I have seen men who said, the moment I saw her, I knew that was my wife.
I've heard about that. I've heard
Like, it's
somebody say
real.
that. I've heard
It's
somebody
real.
say that. But how do you
And
know?
you see the ones that say,
I
as
mean,
soon as
I
I
don't
saw
know
her,
because
I knew she was wounded.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so
Yeah.
it
That's
depends.
good.
It
It's,
depends.
you know, you just got to be careful. You know, I just don't want people to miss their opportunities of, having
Right.
something great because you got this shallow thought of what the setup's supposed to look like.
And
'Cause
that's the thing,
life
we
is
gotta
real
stop
and it happens
saying-
to everybody.
I think the older you get, your standards should grow, which means that they have to change. Because I don't want want the same thing I was looking for at 19.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want the same thing I was looking for at 25. I mean, it hasn't changed too much. Like, you know, I like my men like my coffee black.
Yeah.
Black and strong. But I'm just saying, I don't, you know, if I meet a cup of vanilla, then it is what it is. If I meet a cappuccino, then, you know, I'm going to change my standard. I'm not going to change it.
Well, those are your preferences.
Yes,
Right.
You have to understand
But
what
it
your
doesn't change
standards
your
and your
standards.
preferences are. That's the exact thing that I was trying to say, because there's a difference. Like, my standard could say, you know, I'm not going to date anybody who's unemployed.
Right.
My preference is I want him to be employed and tall, dark, and handsome.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So you have to just differentiate between the two
Right.
things.
Okay.
And I think that that's where the line is a little erased.
Yeah, and like you said, it's personal preference. People got to know what they want. You know,
Right.
if you know what you want, stick to the plan. You know, because you know they say, oh, I'm dating Henry, and I like this, this, and this, and I tolerated that from him, but I ain't gonna take that from Chuck. Like, make up your like them two different people.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that,
You
we have to
sound
stop
confused.
doing that too. We have to
Yeah,
stop
you
because
can't
of what
compare
you
people
went
to
through.
people.
We
Yeah.
have to stop because you might have went through a bad experience. Like just say somebody who's divorced.
Yeah.
You went through a divorce with somebody, but this person who you have now is not that person. So you can't be like, you know, all right, well, in my divorce, that's why I got divorced because this
But
man don't
everybody
even
got
know
a
what's
past.
going on.
Everybody been through something.
Right, but
It
that's
don't
not
even
that
have to
person.
be
But
your
that's
past
not
isn't
that-
your present.
Exactly, and it's
It's
not
not
his
that
issue.
person.
It's not
It's
that
not
issue.
that person.
Yeah, that's
And you will end up pushing away what could be your destiny because you want to keep seeing what happened in the past. He could just leave his washcloth on the mirror and you be like, that's my husband.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I just was in a rush for work. I just
Yeah,
left it.
I feel heavy for you single people. Y'all got it hard today. It's hard.
So
It's hard out
Deacon-
here.
It's real in the field.
It's-
It's real in the field.
Deacon
I'm a house
Lavelle. So how do you know when somebody's wasting your time or things are leading to look like or seem to be a waste of time?
So I think before I said red flags, a lack of consistency, I think the other thing for me is poor communication. I'm a communicator.
Okay.
We gotta be in contact. We gotta talk over text. So for me, when you don't have anything to say to me, it don't gotta be deep. If you can't touch base consistently, if we can't communicate, if there's a breakdown or if we losing some transparency, losing some regularity, that's a thing. That's how I know somebody is wasting my time.
Okay. Do you think that dating is getting better or worse as time goes on?
Worse.
How so?
Worse.
Adam?
I think because, number one, social media has just messed up the whole dating process. First and foremost, even though it gives you a wider spectrum of individuals to choose from and maybe speak to, but will the real person stand up, like we were talking about before? Everyone has these fake memes or who they are, and then you finally meet the person and say, well, I thought you said you were X, Y, and Z. Or people aren't being true to themselves. They say, well, I'm open to dating anybody, or I'm open to dating a different multiracial person or whatever, and then they get to that point, nah, I can't go. Well, you said you were open. So you have to be true to yourself, number one. You can't allow family, friends, community to get into the dating process, the relationship process. If the two of you are dating, then the two of you are talking and dating. It's not what Joe think, Mama think, or anybody else. You all, the two persons that are dating, should be the ones to determine where the date is going, how quick the date is going, or if it's even going to continue. Stop letting everybody else be involved. So it's a lot. It's a lot in the dating process, and then don't even talk about being an older individual dating, and then people's opinions of older dating younger, and vice versa. So it's a lot of things that's involved that can either help the dating process in the relationship or hinder it.
All right. So who do you all think typically has more unrealistic expectations in a relationship, the man or the woman?
Women. Definitely women.
The woman.
I think women. I think because we always see futuristic.
Mhm.
So we looking for what our vision is. So we want this, we want this, we want this, we want this. Now some of us want it because we know what we have, but there's some women who just want, and you forget who you are. Like you forget that you don't have all these things that you're asking for. And I just think that most of the time you need to be able to have what you're asking for before you start putting all these things on the, top of the level.
Okay.
I think both. It depends on the person. You have some men that before they meet you, all their childhood dreams was just to be married. And some women, and you got some women where they're trained as a young, as a child, baby dolls, Barbie houses, marriage. So it just depends on the person.
Okay. Elder.
I'm sorry.
Do you think the male or the man or the woman typically has the more unrealistic, if I can get it out, expectations in a relationship?
I think the women do, because I think, a lot of women just got this fantasy of what this fella gonna look like when he shows up, and how he gonna approach you, and how he gonna sweep you off your feet, and the ruah wind gonna blow, and it's just gonna be oh so glorious, bells and whistles. But relationships is about building, it's about partnership, it's about friendship, and when you get older, like Missionary Shantae said, not that your standards change, but they differ.
They grow.
Some stuff just not that important to me now that I'm older. You know what I'm saying? And then some stuff is very important to me now that I'm older. You look at, you get older, and your physical body begins to break down. Is he going to take care of me? And I don't mean money. I mean medically.
Right,
is he going to take care of me?
To the hospital and leave me there?
Exactly. And
Tell somebody else come visit me.
and so those things, are important. Like my husband does laundry, and me and my sister laugh all the time because her ex-husband, he was the same way. They got this thing about laundry. And I told her, I am grateful my husband does laundry because I hate going in the basement to the laundry room, carrying the clothes back upstairs. Now, he's not a great folder, but he'll get around to it. But the fact that he does laundry, that just blows my mind. And for somebody, they like, what? That ain't nothing. No. That's the big deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. You do
I
laundry and wash dishes.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. And I'm just
Dishes.
saying, he do laundry and he do this, and he works every day, and he pay bills. Yes, and he cooks. So I'm just saying,
I see what you're saying. Like a lot of stuff that people superficially say on their
Yes.
list, like a specific credit score.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes.
But that's
the
why I was
stuff that
women.
makes your life
Like easy.
The stuff that helps you compliment people. That's the
That's the
real
real.
stuff.
Girl,
that
you have
you
to
need to
get
have
to
on
know
the list.
you.
I jump up. I be thinking about the outfit because I know he did the laundry.
Right.
Like I just gotta put it on, And so like I said, some stuff, it's just not that important to me. Where it was when I was younger. So now that I'm older, and it's about just keeping the spark, keeping the lines of communication open, and being honest. I mean, I've been with this man a nice amount of time. I ain't got to have no filter. You know what I'm saying? If I feel a certain kind of way, I'm gonna express it, and then he can move or not. Yeah, I mean, then we gonna work on it.
And I think it's important. I think, first of all, the question was again, I'm sorry.
Do you think which sex typically has the more unrealistic expectations in a relationship?
I think women, as Nisha was saying, as young women, little girls, we have this fantasy image about what marriage is. But
That's crazy though, because I didn't have
you didn't
it.
have that. It depends. I think it depends. I mean, that's basically, it depends. I know it in certain households when there's a mother and father, and the young woman sees the mother and father and how they interact with one another. They grow up to say, well, I want a husband like my
I know what
daddy.
you're saying. I'm just saying, I
So-
learned a lot of wifing things from my mom when
Right.
she was married. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So, stuff that people think is just natural, cooking and cleaning and stuff, that stuff don't just come natural for people if you ain't never seen an example of it. Or to being able to serve your man, baby, what you need, you all right, check on him,
Yeah.
rub his back,
Right.
whatever it is he needs. Like, those things don't come natural if you don't have some type of example, good, bad, or indifferent. You, like she said, you take the meat and spit out the bones. Oh, they didn't do that good. I ain't doing that.
Right.
Like
But
that.
the point I was going to make was, it seems though sometimes if a female who is brought up in that environment, and then let's say in their experiences in dating,
outlook of marriage is.
Or their desire for
Their
it.
desire for
No,
what it
I
is
still
that they
wanted
want.
it. I'm like, I gotta find me a husband, Lord.
Right.
I can't afford to be single because I will die out here. Like, I can't be single. I can't be single.
But that's no. But it's,
I'm talking about the real
no,
die.
it's real.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't.
It's
Don't
real.
do that to me.
It's real. But some people don't think like that though.
And so I opened the barbershop doors and it was like,
There he is.
There she goes. There she goes.
That's the one.
Did you zone in, get tunnel vision on?
Everything
I'll
else
be
got
back.
blocked out.
I'll be
There
back.
it is. Yeah, but I mean, but that's real though, because everybody don't feel like that. You got some people who are honestly out here like, I'm not getting married. I'm just going to do me, and I'm good with that. But you going, it's not
Dude,
a good end.
No, I do know someone. Go ahead.
it's not healthy.
So I think
Yeah.
that women have
That's it.
the most expectations about love and romance and fantasy.
Okay.
But men have the most erroneous expectations about sex and finances.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think the expectations or the erroneous expectations are different based on the gender. Like, we've already said, like, the women have these flowery expectations of being a wife and getting married and motherhood. And then I think that men kind of expect or assume that it's always going to be a Coke bottle. And it's not. It's going to get a
That is
Well,
true.
not when you come in here looking like a whole cake. But you're not
He's
going
going to
to
have a cake, but he still wants you to look at
Come
something.
I think he
looking
just
like
wanted to
these
work
dollar
like a
store
Coke
3
bottle.
liters.
You know, he just
Like,
wants to
ah.
pop the, lose that pressure off of it.
I can't. It's okay. I just wanted to
I
work
don't
like
have
a
no
Coke bottle.
problem with you looking like a gigantic baby. But what you're not going to do is come in here and think that I'm going to still look like this little straw. Because we just going to be,
Okay, so not even
It's not gonna work
physical,
out.
But the amount and quantity of interactions.
Interaction.
I understand.
So the male is more
That's
physical.
what the
Yeah,
pre-marriage
she said they
counseling
want-
is for.
Because
What is
everything
what's in the
isn't-
packet?
Yeah, but
Sex.
but we think different. And that's okay because men are hunters. You know, they're warriors by nature. We are caregivers, nurturers,
I'm the deer.
and all of that.
Okay, dear.
Painted.
But devil's advocate though.
Thirsty for you.
It's all worship.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like we think different. So I think that the expectations are.
But what
different.
happens when you have that female who has that same expectation?
Then he got himself a winner if that's what he wants.
Winner.
Or
I'm gonna
Chicken
be tired. I'm
dinner.
going to sleep.
Ain't going to sleep.
No, you listen. I'm just saying
That's
the
so
expectations are.
Baby,
Yes.
woke.
You got to make sure that whatever your expectations are, that you put that out there. When y'all get into dating for real, you got to make sure that you put that out there. Listen, we
So he
will
would
be
know.
up tonight.
Make your request made known.
Yes, exactly. And if not, then you gonna have to say,
Bring the
I'm
Bible
going
in.
to sleep because I gotta go to work tomorrow. So you gotta say what you want and want what you say.
My mom say what you mean what you say.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, do you, I'm going to go to Deaconess Nitras. Do you think that gender roles are still important?
I think so because now with how society is, a lot of women, you have a lot of strong, independent women working jobs,
checklists.
running, checklists. So it can get afflicted sometimes. So but when we get down to it, I need you to be a man, and I need you to cover like a man. So if you can't do that, it's going to be a problem. So I can't be acting like a man and he acting like a you know what.
A woman.
You know what I'm
A
saying?
woman.
That's what it is.
Girl.
A woman.
Yes.
It gets confused
girl.
sometimes.
Woman.
So that's why we need balance. Like he needs to know, okay, I'm going to be a woman, but if somebody run up on the street,
I
I don't want to have to swing, but but I can. So
I got your back, but you better lead the
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah.
All right.
balance.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, we can go on and on about this topic and express our many more opinions about realistic and unrealistic things in relationships and dating. Unfortunately, we are out of time. To our viewers, thank you for tuning in to Pastor Tony Smith and Victorious Ministries International. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of the vision. Until next time, make sure you tune in next week to Man Up and see what they got to say. Until next time, bye-bye.